What's up, YouTube family? How's everybody doing out there? Mom Kid here, coming to with a topic. It's on a couple of websites, and this topic came up after recent happenings with a certain character. Now, if you could read the top title of this vid, what's next for James Bucky Barnes? And I apologize, still got my workout gloves on. Sorry about that. But what the hell? I'll leave them on. So what's next for James Bucky Barnes, huh? I'm probably not the only one, guys, out there that loved Bucky as Captain America. He made Cap his own. He was the only choice really suitable to be Cap. With all the other people they were talking about, it was like, come on, who better than his old partner, Steve's old partner? Having said that, Bucky didn't use Steve's costume. He made his own costume. He still had the red, white, and blue, but then it would go from the red, white, and blue, and then it'd go to basic black, and he had combat boots and his fatigue pants and things like that. And that was cool. I loved his look. But now, recently, because of when they brought him back, when Ed Brubaker and them brought him back as the Winter Soldier, I was one of few that was out there saying there's going to be consequences after he was free from the Winter Soldier. I said there was going to be some consequences for his actions as the Winter Soldier. And recently they started doing that. His past actions started to catch up with him. So what did they do? They pretty much put him on trial for his crimes as a Winter Soldier. The United States courts found him not guilty because of he wasn't pretty much in control of his his mind. It wasn't his will. It wasn't his own power. Somebody was controlling him. And the funny thing was about Dr. Faustus even came in and testified upon for that and showed the courts. So that was crazy. But in Russia, they already had a trial for him, and the Russians courts found him guilty. So where's Bucky now? He's in a Russian prison, pretty much fighting for his life now. And when I mean fighting for his life, he's pretty much in an underground prison fight club. He's fighting cats that he's fighting the man-like, mutant-like bear man known as Ursa Major. They just showed him fighting. He defeated him, but just by the nick of his skin. He's bumped into former Crimson Dynamos. The next fight he has to do, he has to fight a former Titanium Man, a man that was inside the Titanium Man armor. Just like he just walked into or had a fist out fight with a former uh, Crimson Dynamo person that was in the Crimson Dynamo armor. But Steve's not giving up on his old friend. And he sent Sharon Carter and Widow to get down to the bottom of this. Why would an American hero be sent away in a Russian prison? And Steve goes to somebody that he doesn't like going to. And this happened in the latest Captain America, where we see Steve talking to Henry Peter Gyrick. And he's complaining to Gyrick that something's not right here. What's going on? So what does he do? So he keeps pressuring Gyrick, and Gyrick's trying to be a hard ass and about it, things like that. So then, all of a sudden, an armored assassin busts in Peter Gyrick's office. Steve protects Gyrick and himself. Now Steve's got his energy shield back, the energy shield that he used to rock back in the 90s. He handles this armor assassin, and afterwards he turns his attention right back to Gyrick, and then he says, "You know what? There was one thing I noticed the most out of that assassin. He spoke Russian. Now you're going to explain everything to me. What's going on?" So basically, right there could be a conspiracy for Bucky being in this Russian prison or gulag, basically. Okay? So that's kind of what's going on with Bucky right now. He's not Captain America. There is no Captain America right now. Now, having said that, Marvel is going to relaunch Captain America back to #1. And for all those fans out there that want Steve back as Captain America, you're getting your wishes. Sometime this summer or so, Steve is back in a costume. Now, before any of you guys go buck wild on me or come on this vid and start blasphemy, kid, what the hell? Let me explain. I'll always remember Steve as Cap, okay? No question about it. I'll always remember him as Cap. But I enjoyed Bucky as Cap. Like I said before, I keep saying it and I keep stressing it. Unlike Bruce, Steve acknowledged and basically passed the mantle, the torch to Bucky. Basically acknowledging, you're the Captain America of this time now. My time is over. And it was fine. But sometimes your past catches up to you. And that's what happened. Now, the only thing I'm scared of is that they're only putting Steve back in a costume and relaunching his series because of the movie. Now, if that's bad. I don't like that. Now, the title of this is called What's Next for James Bucky Barnes? Eventually, he's getting out of that jail. Steve will not rest till he gets out of the jail. And if this is right, this is after Steve gets back in the costume, where does this leave Bucky now? Now, the sites that I was talking to, a lot of people were saying maybe Bucky should become, drumroll, the new U.S. agent. I thought about that. And I'm like, Bucky the new U.S. agent. John Walker's not using it. He's the warden of the raft. And if I'm not mistaken, he can't walk. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, guys. But I know he's a warden of a prison now. Steve wore that costume before when he was called the captain. When the government took the costume and shield away from Steve. So I'm like, if Bucky comes out and he doesn't want to be Cap anymore. He feels that, because sometimes Bucky has always said he feels that Steve should stay Cap. And he wants to take on a new persona. U.S. agent would be fine in my book. I wouldn't mind if he stayed Cap. If there can be 3, 4 Hulks and 4 or 5 Spider-Men and things like that, why can't there be 2 Captain Americas? There's like a bunch of Batmans now running around. Why can't there be two Caps? I'm just saying. So, but if he doesn't want to be Cap anymore and he takes on the U.S. agent, I would want him to do some alterations to the U.S. agent costume a little bit. Make it his own like he did for his Captain America costume. Don't go back to the Winter Soldier. Leave that behind you. But it just scares me that they're not going to do nothing with Bucky. And that's something that scares me the most because he's earned his spot. And to have him now be lowered down because of crimes that technically he didn't commit, but he did, you know, or what they're considering in the books a conspiracy to get to him and keep him in this prison. You know, I just want to still see Bucky around. Now, Steve getting back in the costume, okay. But to me, I felt that Steve's role now in the Marvel Universe is bigger than Captain America because now he is pretty much the leader of the free world, the superhero community, basically like that. He's the top cop. You know, everybody goes to him. You know, not only that, he has his Black Ops team, the Secret Avengers, and what a team that is. Gotta express that. But but everybody who wanted Steve back in the costume, you're getting your wish. But still, even slightly, in the back of you guys' heads, it's how do you feel about it? How do you feel about what's going on with Bucky? If you're reading Cap, if you're not reading Cap, I gave you some input on what's going on with Bucky. But how do you feel about this? Would you want him to take on a new persona, or do you think he should stay Cap, but just another Cap? You know, tell me what you guys think. You know, what do you want next for Bucky? You know, what now I'm not trying to now please don't come on here and say, "Oh, I think he should die," cuz personally guys, if you put that, I will delete that comment. I kid you not, I will, because I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die. He's such a good character. When Ed Brubaker brought him back, he brought him back magnificently, basically, magnificence. It was great. The way he brought him back, it was like, wow, you know, we thought Bucky died, but he survived all these time. And he was off throughout the Europe and Asia, killing off people because under orders, but not really in his own mindset. And that's a shame. But you hear what I'm saying, people? Tell me what you think of this. What do you want next for James Bucky Barnes? Uh, Personally, me, two things. Well, three things basically. Stay alive. Stay alive. He can either come back, still be Cap, or he can take on a new persona. And if he doesn't become the new U.S. agent, then something else. But stay in the spotlight that he deserves. And I rambled enough as it is, guys, but I just had to get that off my chest. Can't wait to hear you guys' input, as always. This is Mom Vernon Kid, as always, telling you guys to stay tuned, keep it real, one love. I'm out.